Hello, welcome today to this online tutorial of how to use SketchUp with Theo Brooks. So SketchUp is a really great program for visualizing designs. You can use it for 3D printing. Its main kind of functional reason it was created was for architectural drawings. So this is SketchUp website, so we'll go right from the beginning of even getting the program. So for your personal use, here on the screen in the center, you have SketchUp Free, which is the free version. Okay, so the other products that SketchUp offer over here on the right that are pretty good. So SketchUp Pro is kind of the next step up from SketchUp Free. It has an extra additional tools. It comes with a bunch of ability for plugins, so you can do some really neat stuff on there. You have layout as well, which is when you have completed a design, it's kind of like the InDesign version of SketchUp. So you export your design into a kind of like an A3 layout section, so you can redesign and use it as like a presentation kind of device. So obviously this is www.sketchup.com. This is where you can find the program. Okay, so once you've downloaded the program, we can open it. So just wait for that to load. So when you load that up, you end up with this first screen. So you just go click start using SketchUp. Okay. So, and then this will load. Okay. So this is kind of the bog standard view you'll see when you first load up a new SketchUp file. So all these tools along the top are kind of some of the most basic ones you need. So there are additional tools, obviously, in the drop-down list here, which we will use some of these, which later on in this initial tutorial. So what I wanted to do with this tutorial was to show you guys how it can be used for designing objects for glassware specifically, I guess. So it's really great for producing fast designs. So you can't render within this program, but you can export various 2D versions of the object that you create in the end, which you can then take into Photoshop later on, and lots of other things you can do with that. So let's just start off slowly. So we end up with this little man in the end. So the mouse cursor with the left, left and right function like most other programs they use on the computer. So right gives you a drop-down list, left is to select. So with this program, it's quite good because there's only one type of selection arrow. And to get back to him, there is a shortcut of spacebar. So if you're using another tool, say we're using a different one and we hit spacebar, spacebar, it brings us back to our arrow. So we're going to just select him and click delete on the keypad. So along the top, we have a few different tools, which we'll go into, but when you work in 3D, you work on these three planes. So no matter what program you're using, whether it's Maya or Rhino, you have these different axes. So for this program, when you're selecting an object, you can lock it along these axes using the arrow keys on the keypad. So I believe up is our up and down axis, blue axis. I can't remember what axis that is right now. And the green axis here, that is the left key, and the red is the right key. So we also, when we're working in 3D, we want to think of the different type of views we can see. So we have our camera here. So even though we have some standard views, which is top, bottom, front, back, left, right, and ISO, which is like a perspective view, um, we still have these other ways of making sure that if we're working precisely, I don't think it locks it in place. So I'm just going to hit parallel projection for the moment, which puts us into this. It's like a definite mode, so it's not from like a diagonal view. It's really good for a front view, a side view, a top and a bottom. So it's great for when you're starting to first make objects. So at the minute we're kind of in a no view. So at the top here, camera, standard views. So these are all the shortcuts. I'll try and not jump between them too much, but I will probably do it out of habit. But if you see me switch from certain viewpoints, this is why. Okay, so we're just going to start off with the front. So that's Command 3 for the shortcut. Okay, so we want to work on this view. So the tools at the top that we have is we'll start left to right. So we have an eraser tool, which can actually kind of cause you some problems. So that I actually use not very often in this. We have the arrow, which also has a freehand and a line tool. This is really good using the pencil tool for straight lines. Then we have the arc tool, which is really great for creating curves.